Hello, students. So today we're gonna talk a little bit about CARM. This is a very simple, um, very brief explanation on CARM. I'm trying to break it down to you guys so you could have the most current and important information about CARM. So what is CARM? Starting October 21st of this year, 2024, it will become the official system of record that all importers and other trade chain partners will need to use to pay duties and taxes to the CBSA. All importers to Canada, no matter if they're residents or non-residents, must register in the portal to be able to account for duties and taxes. CCP is the CARM online portal. It's a government site. It is free for use for everyone, and you must have a valid user profile linked to an operating business in Canada to be able to use it. There are other functions that third-party providers can also make use of the CCP through EDI and API functions. Now, what are the benefits of CARM? As per Faro Brokers, Customs Brokers website, they have listed that the following are the benefits of CARM. One of them is that they simplify the importing process. It reduces the cost of importing to Canada. It provides importers and customs brokers self-service access to information. It also is a very user-friendly online interface for importing goods into Canada, and it facilitates and improves consistency of compliance with trade rules. There is a cutover period because there was a system in place before CARM that was called the CCS, the Canada Customs System, and the CADEX system. And in order to allow CBSA to retire both CCS and CADEX system, legacy systems, there is a current cutover period that started Friday, October 4th, and will continue till Monday, October 21st. With that, they can, the CBSA Form B3 will no longer be the form to account goods. It will now move to the CAD form. Now, like I mentioned before, the CARM portal is an online solution. You must be registered in the portal to be able to access the portal. So the first thing will be to register the company, the importer that will open the account. So each company or each importer must open a CARM portal account. Information of previous transaction is used to validate the access to the portal, and this is done usually by the owner of the company, the financial officer, or any other manager, because this is very confidential information. Yeah? Once that is done, each employee that the company was to grant access must also open their own login credentials, and then they can access the portal. There's several users and types of users, sorry, to be granted. The first person who opens the business registration, it's what they call a BAM, a business account manager. This is the highest level in the CARM portal. They usually are asking for two BAMs, two people that can have this role, because people can move jobs, can just decide to change their job, and then the company will be left without a BAM. So they're asking companies to set up two people in the organization to become the BAM. Then comes the program account manager, and this is has a lesser level of authority within the CARM portal. It will only manage certain programs within the portal. Then you have roles such as an editor. So an editor can be someone that can create, view, and edit all the transaction information within a program. And then the last one will be a reader, and the reader can only view transaction information within a program. These user rules are also applicable for third parties that the company wants to grant access to their account. Now, by saying that the B3 is no longer enforced, I'm mentioning that the CARD forms are now going to be the new form used to account duties and taxes. We have to clarify that the CAD is submitted via electronic, yeah, using EDI or API programming, API, either by a custom broker or importer. Yeah, this is new because before importers didn't have the possibility of submitting online their own declarations. So basically, if you don't want to use the service of a custom broker, you don't have to. This CAD form is required for both high value and low value shipments. The CARM system will calculate automatically the duties and taxes based on the information provided in the CAD. The total duties and taxes will be communicated back via EDI API. We're going to see how this process works. And then for C-type entries, these are cash entries. These cash entries must be submitted through the CARM, but then the payment is done at the port of entry, a little bit different from other type of entries. Now, what's the difference between a B3, B2, and a CAT? Well, first of all, you can see how it now breaks it up. I like to say that I can divide this like the header, sorry, and the signature level, yeah, are now located in the first page of the CAD form. That is what they basically did. And then what they call the line, yeah, the line of the B3 and the vendor information, both the vendor information and the line information are all located in the second page or third page of the CAD. Why second page or third page? Because before the B3 will summarize by HS codes. Let's say you had two lines in a CCI that had the same HS code. They were grouped by value, and then you will see only one line. That's not going to happen now on the CAD. The CAD is going to display as many lines as you see on the commercial invoice, which will unfortunately make it a lot of paper, because before in what we see now in one page, now you will see it in 3 or 4 pages. Also, the CAD form is bringing what they call the adjustment part included. So it's a combination of B3 with a B2. And I know you might not know what is a B2 yet, but a B2 used to be the form to correct all information on a B3. It was a separate form. Now the CAD form will actually combine them together in one only form. Now, what are the types of CAD? So they simplify a little bit. So now we have what we always know that the CAD form, and this is based on minimum documentation. Yeah, we have. I'm not going to go over all the types because in this course we only seen A, B, I believe, and C type, and we also in other courses you will see the type 10 and type 20 for warehouses. But yeah, type AB is usually the one that they use for RPP, and type C will be the one that we use to obtain and provide accounting at the same time. So you obtain the release accounting at the same time. This is what we call a cash entry. This is the one that we do at the port of entry. Yeah. And this one, the AB, is when we can do accounting after 5 days and then pay within 10 business days. This second page will give you more on the type 20, like when we did the warehouse entries, and we see that we have a type 10 and type 20, so that is also kept under the CAT forms. Now, what is the process to submit a CAT form in the system in the portal? Well, the first step will be to receive all the release information, like the port, the vendor, who's the importer of record, what are the commodities. So that is step one. Yeah. Then the importer of record, or the importer or the custom broker, can submit this information. That's what they call the trade change partner. The importer or the broker will submit the CAT form in the CARM solution, or also they could have their own system in place that connects with the CARM solution. Then the CARM solution will actually validate the information on the CAT in terms of duties and taxes, and then will post those duties and taxes, tell the importer of record or tell the broker how much duties and taxes they need to pay, and then they receive the output of the submission, once it's validated by CBSA. This is the process for AB. For CAT, for C-type entries, a little bit different, because in this, it starts with the TCP submitted the CAT information. The CARM solution will validate it, but then here the importer needs to print the form, and provide all release and accounting package to a CBSA officer, who will, at the port of entry, process the shipment, and then they will go back to the CARM solution, and they will post all duties and taxes that need to be paid, and inform the importer of record or the broker how much they need to pay, and they will actually print the CAT form too. Now, to access the portal and to register the portal, you need to have a business number. A business number is a 9-digit number that identifies a legal entity with the Canada Revenue Agency. Canadian residents will be able to obtain a business number using the portal, but non-resident companies will have to go directly to the CRA to obtain the business number. Along with business number, you also need an import-export account with CBSA, and that you can obtain that account number through all the CCP portal. So the business number is obtained with the CRA, using the portal if you're a Canadian resident, or going directly to the CRA if it's a non-resident. And for the import-export account, this will be done with the CBSA, and they can make use of the CARM portal to obtain this RM account. So at the end, the combination will be the 9-digit business number and RM, and then the 4 digits for the account number. We have spoken about the customs broker being able to process CAT forms in the portal, but to do that, The importer of records need to delegate authority to the custom broker within the portal. That is called the management of business relationship. Basically, they have to accept the relationship with the customs broker. Yeah, an importer can accept as many customs broker they want to and give them the different level of visibility of what they want to share with them, and they can assign different roles to each customs broker. These roles are listed here, list of permission, depending on if it's a BAM, if it's a PAM, if it's an editor or reader. And note that the role names are the same as the user. Yeah, the user and the customs broker will have the same roles, but in this, you can see that the broker will have no access to kind of set up the portal unless they do it on behalf of the broker and behalf of the importer. But they will have, and depending on if it's a ban or a PAM, to look into the business profile. They can look into how many programs the importer has, the transaction history, the statement of account. Yeah, they can look into broker, CBSA invoices. They can also look into late payments. They can have access to apply credit as payments. Yeah, but certain things the brokers will not have access, even though the client would like them to have. It's very restrictive towards the customs broker. Now, um, with cash entries, there's no need of financial security because this is paid at the border. Yeah, but the AB entries will need to be released under what they call an RPP program, the release prior payment, and for that you need either a cash bond or a security bond. So cash bond must be at least represent 100% of the highest monthly account payable, and there's no minimum required. Let's say you had several transactions within the last 12 months, or the highest amount of duties and taxes it was paid, you must post it on the CARM portal, and that will be understood as a cash bond. That poses a little bit of a challenge in terms of money, of use of the money, of flow of the money, and that's why a lot of people rather prefer to have a security or financial bond. A financial bond will only require the 50% of the highest amount of monthly payments and has a minimum of 5,000. The only thing with this one is that you need to go to a surety company to obtain approval. Yeah? And sometimes people do not have a good credit line, do not have a good credit history, and a lot of security companies will not give them the bond based on that. Before CARM, the importers were able to use the customs broker's bond, but that is not going to be possible anymore. CBSA will not allow the imports going through the broker security anymore. Now, what happens when you want to make an appeal, you want to make an adjustment, like I mentioned B2? Well, that can be done. If you want to do an appeal of a decision made by the CBSA, you can use the portal to make that kind of request. So before it will take a month, right? It was a paper process. Now it has advanced to a more online, more user-friendly situation with CBSA. Payments in the portal are also with CAT are also being changed. Now there are two types of payments. You have the importer that can pay directly duties and taxes to CBSA through the CARM portal, or the broker pays on behalf of the client to CBSA. The forms of payments are several. You can use credit cards, you can use debit cards, you can use a pad payment, but there's certain limits and limitations also related to the bank, to the financial institution. Yes, there's certain financial institutions that have certain limits, and has to be taken account before deciding which one of the most of payments are going to be used. A lot of customs broker will make the payment and add a disbursement fee for paying on behalf of the client. Now, the harmonized billing cycle, the cycles have, I wouldn't say have changed, it's just the payment due date has now transformed into a 10 weekday time. So if you have a cash client, remember this type of cash entries are done at the border. There's no need of the payments are made immediately. So at time of release, you account your CAD, you receive your CAD, all that is paid immediately. There's just there's no need to wait. When you have a type AB, yeah, you have 5 days after the release to make a payment, and the statement of account for both cash or AB types will be the 25th of the second month. That means that the next month where it was released is when it's going to show on the SOA, and the payment is due 10 days weekdays after the 17th of the second month. You have you can correct the entry from the time of release to the payment due date to make any corrections, and any adjustment can also be done after due date. Yeah, so that is for AB. For F type, those are LBS shipments. Nothing much has changed. They're accounted like a consolidation type of entries for all low value shipments, and they're accounted and billed, released and all deposited on the first month. Yeah, on the first month that would happen that release. Now, the statement of account is something that the brokers and reporters can see on the portal. The statement of account will show how much information is on the current balance, the last balance, amounts paid, and all credits and interest. This is done monthly for each importer. It will be posted, like mentioned on the previous slide, every 25th of the month, and will account for transactions within that period of time. Well, now all you have to do, and this is a very short introduction to CARM, but I did want you to have this information. You will go to the assignment folder and test your knowledge in CARM. There is no marks, it's just to know how much you learn. And if you failed in a question, you can do it as many times until you get it right. Okay, have a great day and see you soon. Bye.